Hey guys, I know it's been a couple weeks since my last video, but today I've got something special for you. I'm going to show you an almost foolproof way to get a really nice steak. So this is called sous vide cooking, and what it is basically you put your food in a plastic bag and you submerge it in water that's the temperature you want the inside of the food to be, so you can never overcook it. So I've made this cool recirculating bath to do this, but what may be more practical is just to take a picnic cooler and put in water just a little bit above the temperature you want. In this case, we're doing steaks, we want medium rare, so about 55 or 56 degrees will do. So I've got some nice rib steaks here. They have a lot of flavor on their own, so we'll just do a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides for seasoning. That's all it needs. And then we're going to put it in a Ziploc bag. If you have a vacuum sealer, that works even better, but for something we're going to cook for a short period of time, it's not a big deal. A Ziploc bag works just fine. And then we're just going to put the bag in the water. Here I've got the water at 55 degrees, just a little bit over medium rare to speed up the cooking. And you just want to make sure you get as much air out as possible. You want the bag touching the meat to get the best heat transfer. Now to figure out how long it takes to cook, there's this cool app by Polyscience that actually lets you put in the meat thickness and calculate how long it takes. But for something like a steak, you won't go wrong with an hour or so unless the steak is very thick. In this case, we've calculated 51 minutes. And this program is really nice. It actually keeps track of how long it takes. And when it's done, because we're using water that's a little bit hotter than we want the final product to be, you can see that it's actually still increasing a little bit per minute, but it's not much. And we want to take our steaks out and just dry them off really well, because we're going to brown the outsides. You can see it's sort of an ugly gray color right now. It's just not hot enough to get the Maillard reaction, so there's no browning. So we got to do that in a frying pan. But we want to get rid of as much water on the surface as we can. So take a cast iron frying pan, get it piping hot, and just put our steak right in there. And we don't want to leave it too long on one side. We want to do this as flip as often as possible. So just leave it about 15 seconds or so. Flip to the other side. And once we have a nice crust on there, make sure you brown the edge. Warning, this is kind of smoky. And then when we're done, we'll just add a little bit of butter to give it some extra flavor. And you don't have to do this, but if you have access to a good propane torch, just a little bit after will give it a nice char and a nice crust. So the best thing about sous vide is that because, except for the browning, we're not really heating any higher than we want the meat to be, we get perfect medium rare from edge to edge with just a little tiny bit of gray where we browned it. And if you're entertaining, you can leave it in as long as you want after it's cooked, and when you're ready to serve, just take them out and put them in the frying pan. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy.